I think about Jesus' sacrifice. If Jesus decided to come down from that cross, he would not come down. But if Jesus decided to come down from that cross, what would that have meant for long term, right? So are there sacrifices that we need to be making today to better set up our people later on?
We need to shift our theological imagination. Our much of how we see the world, we have gone to this individualistic theology where especially we didn't, as Black people, we did not consider, like, community was everything. And when Christianity really became individualistic was during the Great Awakenings and when everybody got their individual Bibles and they got their individual salvation. We have to go back, like Otis Moss III said, we went from a front porch theology to a backyard theology. We've got to get back to the front porch where we care about one another. It has to be a communal mindset where my vote when I go in here is not just for me, it's for the people living next door, it's for my children, it's for my children's children. It has to, our theology, like if you look in the Greek and the Hebrew, you in the Bible is usually plural. It's not an individualistic thing. It's everything was communal, and family was before church. But we've got to get back to thinking, and family doesn't have to be the biological, but everybody's auntie, uncle, whatever. And I think that's what the thing is. If you think in that way, and then you look at the policies, is this policy going to hurt somebody that I love? Right? Will this policy not allow my grandmama to eat? Or will this cause her to not be able to get her medicine and she's going to get her legs chopped off because she got diabetes, because she got necrosis and all that stuff? It's just, we have to, and pastors, preachers, we have to get back to a communal aspect and not be so piety driven of individual sins and looking at, oh, somebody's young and pregnant, oh, we got to sit them down. We need to worry about, oh, is that pregnant woman taken care of? Does she have the medicine to get the ability to get the child care so that baby and that whole can thrive?
Moya, is who's my neighbor?
Yeah.
I'm saying, who's my neighbor? The person that is in need, making sure my neighbor's needs are seen and met. That's my taking care of our neighbor and voting and having policies that allow us to do so.
If you just go into the booth with anything, 3 scriptures, 3 chapters, 1 Corinthians 12, especially 26, when one suffers, we all suffer. When one shares in the joy, we all share in the joy. All of James 2. Don't you walk by that person and say, thoughts and prayers, you're poor. Also, and I will say this, Isaiah 43:2, which is God's promise that we're going to go through some stuff, but he's got us. So again, it's this, we need to ask ourselves, who is Jesus to us? Like you said, who is God to us? Start there. We have to be actual, like, examine the plank in your eye before you talk about the splinter in anyone else's. Figure it out. Figure out what Christianity actually means to you. Do that work. Christianity is an exercise. It's an active relationship. It's our faith. It's how we understand God and what he wants us to do.